So, do you think that we are living in the dark ages, or we have accomplished everything that there was to accomplish as this species that we are, the human race? If you ask me, I still think that we are far, far away from the Enlightenment age, the age of maximum achievement, or the age of where you can almost say like we have reached the pinnacle of our human experience. I think that we are far, far away from it. And in many ways, I think, yes, we are still living in the dark ages. Despite all our technological progress, and we boast about so much of our technological advancements and our progress, I still personally think that we are in an age of unconsciousness. So have you ever wondered why life feels unfulfilling to you? Now, I don't know you personally. I don't know your personal life, how your life is. But have you ever wondered why life feels unfulfilling at times, or like it's a constant struggle? The reason, like, I'm sure that you have at least experienced this. So life happens in different phases, right? Life is never the same for anyone. So obviously, anyone, whoever you might be, you might have been going through some phases in life where you have been struggling, right? So do you ever wonder why that happens? It's simply because the systems that we have created is it's not perfect. It's not ideal for anyone to harness their potential. So I feel that humans have a lot of potential, but it just goes down the drain. It goes down the garbage bin simply because our society treats humans as machines, even though we are not. We are spiritual. We are spiritual creatures. We are creatures of great intelligence, and we are creatures that were meant to come on this earth and discover ourselves. So we are more than we think. We have a spiritual side to us, which is beyond our understanding from a logical, rational perspective. It cannot be understood from a logical, rational way of thinking. And even the language that we use to communicate is uh, so ancient and so out of date for this kind of communication. In fact, whatever I'm trying to say here when I'm talking about spirituality and enlightenment, I mean that these things cannot be even communicated. This is something that you have to inherently experience for yourself, and you have to discover. It's a kind of a self discovery that you have to do. This is a process of self discovery. Now, coming back to the struggle point. So life, as I was talking, like, no matter who you are, you might have gone through phases where you were struggling in life, or maybe you are right now struggling. So whichever the case might be, like I said, anybody, whoever they are, have gone through struggles. Even if you are a loser or a winner, it doesn't matter like how your life ended. Struggle, and like they say in Buddhism, right? Suffering is like unavoidable. It's a sad thing to acknowledge, or it's a sad reality of life that we live in, or like it's like a um, it's a it's a truth. It's a cold hard truth of life, suffering. So perhaps you are struggling. It's because we aren't playing the game of life with the true sense of purpose. Now, what do I mean by this? When I say game, so see what, like, so people often ask me like, what is the I've been asked before, what do you think is the goal? You are this the person who is talks about spirituality and is interested in spirituality. You've been to Vipassana, you do meditation and this that. But so they ask me like, so tell me, what is the goal of life? There's no goal. Or like people ask, what is the purpose of life? Through the to the like, when you talk about this purpose in the absolute sense, there is no purpose. So yeah, you can say like the purpose of life, even though there is no purpose, but the best thing, or you can say like a purpose to life, is to experience it. You are meant, like, why do you think you're here as a human? To experience what it means to be a human. And specifically, you're experiencing you human, the human that you are. I'm experiencing this human. You're experiencing the you human. So every human is also unique in its own way. and you were here to just experience it. But because of all the rat race and all these rationalists and all these so-called pseudo-intelligent people who think that life was all about like material success or whatnot. So, for example, people like someone like, um, let's say, Jeff Bezos. So, um, even though like the entrepreneurial people, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, even they still have a point, because they're trying to make our lives different in some ways. Like they're trying to improve upon the life that we have. Um, Even though they have their own pitfalls in doing that. But the politicians, like corrupt, powerful people, they don't have they don't really have any sort of, often those who chase meaning, like artists or thinkers, like philosophers, who want to understand what's the meaning of life, or who are meaning seekers, they get completely rejected and neglected by society because of the systems that we have created. We are so focused on survival that we forget that, yes, survival is there. I mean, you have to survive for what? Like to just earn money, to get enough money to live, like eat food, and to be able to eat food, and you're supposed to grow food and buy basic clothing. But the point of life is to enjoy with each other, have fun, to party. People think like partying is a luxury, but partying, like, so the kind of world that we have created is that where people party, that's like a luxury. To be able to party is considered a luxury. It shouldn't be that way. Partying, what is the point of partying? Is to have a good time with other people, have fun, dance, laugh, giggle, go wild with each other, right? That is the point of life, to enjoy life. Now, we have created a society where we are like, oh, we're like these Nazi kind of society where we are like, oh, you have to become successful, you have to achieve something. What? There's nothing to achieve here. It sickens me to death when I see the world that I'm living in, where people like, and it's not your fault. I'm not blaming anyone. It's the system. The system is like this, where everybody's suffering as a result. Even so, you might think like the people who are rich and powerful, they have made it. They're not suffering. That's bullshit. People who are rich and powerful, they are also suffering, because the system is such that when you become rich and powerful, now let's say you have struggled through a lot of, like, you've hustled and you've tried everything and you are smart and played this game well, and now you're rich and successful. Good, that's good. Congratulations. Now you don't have to worry like the majority of the people who are starving to death, who don't have basic things like food and water. But now your challenge in life is to protect that success. So you will be going sleepless at night, thinking, "Oh my God, where do I have to invest my money?" This is now your investors will like investing advisors will come to your life, and they'll be like, "Sir or ma'am, this is where you should be investing your money. You have to diversify your portfolio. You have so much wealth. You have to do this. Oh, did you know that now these hackers can get into your system, and they can get into your Bitcoin wallet, and they can again steal this, steal that. So you have to invest a lot in protecting your assets. So your entire focus and energy will be drained now that you're rich and powerful, and you have billions of dollars, let's say. Now maybe you're a billionaire. So now the problem of a billionaire is to protect that billions of dollars. So it's crazy. I mean, there is no winning. I mean, nobody is really winning, even though it might appear. Nobody. What's the point of winning? In my eyes, that person won who has completely overcome his fears. If you're living a life where you're not afraid of anything, that's it, you won. Because when you reach a point in life where you're not afraid of anything, that is the point where you can truly blossom. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. So you can enjoy your life finally. You cannot, do you think the people who are living in war-torn countries, they can party? They cannot party. Even then, if they are partying, they're partying because they want to, for like a window of 1 or 2 hours on every weekend, they want to forget the miserable lives that they're living. So that's like kind of a avoidance mechanism. That's a distraction. You're distracting yourself from the truth of your existence. So even like a lot of people living in these party places like Miami, where you see all these parties, right? Miami and I don't know, like in Amsterdam, people party a lot, right? So even though in those parties, mostly people come, let's say rich people come, they just want to divert their attention from all the challenges that they face in life. But true party, like true existence, which is like completely fearless, in that point, you can party your best. Like you can have the best party in life when you're completely fearless. If you have something to be afraid of, then you cannot party. You cannot really enjoy the party. It's like, how hosts in a party, they don't enjoy their own parties. People who throw parties, they're constantly worried. Like, oh, I need to get the drinks there. The drinks are over. I need to do this, do that, this, that. And people who are managing a party, can the manager, a party manager, an event host enjoy their own event? They don't, because they are too busy managing the event, so they cannot enjoy. That is what I'm trying to talk about. Like, so life is like that. It's like you can only enjoy it when you're completely fearless. Now, coming back to the point of artists and philosophers. So artists, when artists, like let's say filmmakers and painters or musicians, so artists get recognition, but a lot of artists who get recognition, like it's actually not that well. The recognition is not that well. Like artists in today's plastic society, art form is losing its recognition because people don't care about art anymore. So they don't care about that kind of recognition. And so when you think about philosophers, people call philosophers boring. But what are philosophers doing? They're contemplating the meaning of life. Now, you see, more like I was talking about, most artists actually struggle through life because no one cares about things like art and beauty, right? So even though life has a lot of beauty to offer, life is like the beauty of life cannot be put into words. The life is so beautiful, but it even sounds corny when I say this, because I live in a generation where people are so dead, disconnected from life, that they think that this is just right now the kind of era we are living in. Life is like a plastic, meaningless existence, completely nihilistic in nature, the kind of existence that people think about. Even though like life has a lot of beauty to offer, but who cares? No one really cares about the beauty of life. Do you think Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, they care about the beauty of life? They don't, right? But here's the thing: why should they? Why do you expect them to care about the meaning of life? These leaders that we elect, why do you think they should care about the meaning of life? They shouldn't, because they care whatever you care about. You are electing them, you are putting them into power. They will care about the things that you care about. So it is wrong for people for ordinary people like you and me to expect people in positions of power to care about things that you personally don't care about. What have you done? Do you remember? Do you yourself care about the beauty of life enough for them to care? When was the last time you can remember that you actually cared about the beauty and the meaning of life? So why do you think that these leaders, they're your leaders, but why do you think that they will care? And they care about whatever you care about. And I personally think a few corrupt people in power are ruining the game for most. Like this game called life, right? These powerful people, they're ruining. Why or how, you ask? Well, it is because the beauty of life can only be experienced if we act as holistic creatures. And not selfish creatures. See, we think that we are in a kind of a individualistic era where we feel like we can like life is about our own personal success. We shut out everyone else and focus our on ourselves. It's a me generation taking selfies, and this is me, look at my life. But that's a very stupid way to live life, because life as humans are like we are. Don't forget that we were monkeys. We are humans now, but we were monkeys a few generations, or like whatever, like in the evolution timeline we were monkeys. And what are monkeys? Monkeys are not individuals. They are societal creatures. They are a society. Monkey is a society. Similarly, we humans, we are a society. Where do you think you live? You live in a society like me. I also live in a society. Even though we have our individualistic quirks and personalities, but but life is best experienced with other people. You have to blend in. This, it's not like this is me, this is my body, and I'm separate from everyone else. No. Have you ever danced in a anybody who has ever danced to a DJ party? Like, when you go to a party and the DJ is killing it because the he has created a flow of the music, right? And you are now dancing and vibing with the music along with 100 other people, let's say. Have you ever experienced this? I have experienced this personally. When you're dancing and going crazy with these other people, then at that point, it kind of feels like my body is not even my body anymore. Like I have become a part of a whole. Like the whole crowd is vibing and I am that vibe. There's no separate you in that dance floor anymore. You are part of that whole party scene, that dance, that nightclub, that becomes you. So it's actually very fake to think that you are an individual. You're not. I mean, you appear to be an individual, and yes, you are technically, in our rational language and our rational, limited, tiny ways of understanding things, it appears that we are individuals, but we are a part of a whole, a collective whole. So people don't care about these things like holistic experience and we being holistic creatures, and not and because they act selfishly, it ruins everything for everyone. You know how. So do you know about this term, the party pooper? Like people who, like, it takes one person can ruin an entire party. That is what is happening in life. Like, think of this life that you're living as one giant party, and a few corrupt politicians. Whatever I'm trying to say in this video is basically boils down to this entire party life, a few handful corrupt people, and a handful extremely obsessively ambitious people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, for example. They are ruining the party. They're the party poopers. They're ruining the game for everyone. They're ruining the entire party. That is what I'm trying to say. This life is a party. You're supposed to dance, have fun, have lots of fun in every imaginable way. But you're these powerful, ambitious, so-called, oh my God, are we going to Mars and we are going to build Amazon and Google, and they're ruining the experience for every single one. The point of life is to experience it and to enjoy it. You are supposed to enjoy life. You're supposed to dance till you die. This is a dance stage. This is a stage. We are on a stage, even though it doesn't matter whether you're unconscious of it or conscious of it. But the fact is the fact that we are on a stage and you're supposed to perform. You're supposed to enjoy, have fun, mingle. Anyways, so that was my point. See, life, this human experience, it's a short and limited experience. It's a short. It doesn't have a it's not gonna last forever. People forget because in the process of survival, when most people are trying to survive, right, we forget that life is limited. People forget. People, like, when I was A few years ago, I told one of my friends, like, death. I think about death all the time. I think about, there will be a day when I die. And my friend, she just said, like, don't think about death. We're young. We don't have to worry about death. Then does she know that we won't be young forever, and the biggest challenge in life is you don't know how much time you have. That's like the worst thing about life. Like, you don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna live 50 years or 100 years. It could be any of the two. I could live, like, maybe I'll live more than 100 years, or maybe I won't even cross 40. Who knows? I don't know, right? So life is limited, and we need to keep that in our minds and act accordingly and enjoy this life. People think people talk about weird things like planning. Like, you have to plan your life. Well, what are you planning for? You're gonna die. You're planning for your death. What are you planning for? You're supposed to enjoy. I talked about this before. People ask me, what is the goal of life? There's no goal. Like, the only this purpose of life, the only point of life is to enjoy it. Anything else that you're doing, you're being stupid, basically. Now, in today's greedy capitalistic world, what is happening is a few extremely greedy people, like I told you before, are acquiring all the wealth in the world, and leaving most people to suffer their misery. Now they think that they will be happy in their $1 million mansions, sipping wine, while staring at their Ferraris and Lamborghinis. But they forget the simple fact, like I already mentioned, that life was always meant to be a holistic experience. Whenever you forget that life is best experienced in a holistic way with others, you are missing the entire point of life. If you're not doing that, then you're missing the entire point of life. When you become too powerful in life, with only material wealth and no spiritual wealth, you attract all the other unconscious idiots. So because people who don't have any spiritual connection to life, basically people who are disconnected from life, these rich assholes, you might call them, they will attract a lot of sleazy women. They will attract a lot of sleazy people who want to be around them, because they feel like, if I act like a puppy dog around these rich idiots, I will, in the hopes that they will get like a little tidbits of what do you call it, like little chunks of the cake that these people have created for themselves, little chunks of the pie. So they behave like dogs around these people. But these people are like stupid. They're unconscious people. You don't want to be around these kind of people. Like, even like, see how like this is actually hilarious in a very dark way, that people think like, oh, I'm going to be successful, right? When they become successful, they realize that they have acquired, they're now surrounded by a lot of, they're not, okay, so they're surrounded by different kinds of people, but they see like all these cheap people trying to reach out to them, like, sir, ma'am, I want to become like you. I want to be like you. And these cheap people who have no taste in music, no taste in movies, these people, these wine-sipping rich assholes, they don't have any taste in life, and they don't even understand the point of life. Like how to vibe with others, how to be happy, how to feel that like that happiness when you giggle with other people. Like, because these people are too self-centered to understand what life is even about. And now you have a life full of material success, congratulations, but no one to care for, no one to love. You don't have anyone to care for, and well, that's it. Then congratulations, you've created a life, a miserable life. You have lots of money. You can buy anything in the world. You can buy yachts. You can buy mansions, ships. If you played Grand Theft Auto 5, and you know the character Michael, you wanna live that life in Beverly Hills. You wanna live that life in LA life with in a mansion with a whore wife who is gonna, like, take the example of Donald Trump. Do you honestly want to be someone like him? You might think that right now, so even I wonder that, do I want to become someone like Donald Trump? Sometimes I feel a part of me says, yes, why not? I mean, he has so much money. He has access to, he has access to so many beautiful women, so much money, so much power. And he goes to these, obviously, these so many entertaining events. He plays golf whenever he wants. But that kind of life is so fake and superficial. The problem is not that the life is fake. The problem is in that kind of Donald Trump kind of life is that, people like Donald Trump, he's surrounded by idiots. Do you realize it? Like, if I am put in the position of that kind of person, surrounded by complete idiot, and not just idiots, people who are completely fake. People at that point of powerful position, they only form fake friendships. There's nothing real left in that kind of in that environment. So like it just life loses all its value when you're in that stage, and it becomes so fake. I'll give you another example. If you have seen that movie, The Founder, starring Michael Keaton, where they show the story of McDonald's. Do you want to be the founder of McDonald's by stealing that kind of recipe from these McDonald's, these brothers who were making these burgers? And you know how that, you can Google it, or if you can watch that movie, The Founder. It's trust me, you don't want to live that life. It's not good.